Have you ever felt like your mind is a wild horse running in every direction at once? You wake up with good intentions, but distractions, endless tasks, and constant noise scatter your energy. By the end of the day, you're tired, drained, yet strangely unfulfilled. In a quiet village surrounded by hills, there lived a farmer named Marco. Everyone knew him as hardworking. He rose before dawn and worked until the stars lit the sky. But if you looked closer, his life told another story. Every morning, Marco would rush to his fields to sow seeds. But halfway through, he'd remember the broken fence and leave the seeds unfinished. While fixing the fence, he'd notice his cart missing wheels and hurry to the market. From there, he'd return with tools only to realize the cows hadn't been fed. By sunset, Marco's body was drenched in sweat, but his heart was empty. His crops never grew strong, his fence leaned crooked, his cart lay unfinished. And at night, lying on his bed, Marco would whisper to himself, "Why do I work so hard, yet achieve so little? Maybe I'm just not meant to succeed." One day, while walking through the hills, Marco came upon a monastery. Tired and restless, he stepped inside. There, by a fountain, an old monk sat in calm meditation. Marco bowed and said, "Master, I work harder than anyone, but my life is scattered. Nothing ever completes, nothing ever grows." The monk opened his eyes and smiled. "My son, your struggle is not effort, it is focus. You scatter your attention like seeds in the wind, and none grow deep. Watch closely." He held a magnifying glass above a bowl of water. The sunlight poured across the surface, warming it slightly. Then the monk focused the rays into one point. Suddenly, the water began to bubble, steam rising into the air. "The sun is powerful," the monk said, "but only when focused can it burn. Your life is no different. Master your attention, and you will master your destiny." Those words struck Marco's heart. The next morning, instead of running to every chore, he chose just one, repairing his fence. Distraction screamed, "The cart is broken, the cows are hungry." But Marco pressed on, nail after nail, until by sunset the fence stood tall and strong. For the first time in years, he felt peace. The next day, he sowed seeds in one full field. The day after, he fixed his cart. Slowly, his farm began to transform. Crops grew in golden rows, his animals thrived, his home stood strong. But more than his farm, Marco himself changed. The wild horse of his mind was tamed. Seasons passed, and villagers marveled. "Marco, you used to be restless and weary. Now you seem calm, focused, alive. What changed?" Marco smiled gently. "I didn't work harder. I worked with focus. I mastered my attention, and I mastered my life." Friend, that's the lesson. The world will try to steal your attention through distractions, noise, and endless demands. If you scatter it, your life will always feel incomplete. But if you direct it, fully, intentionally, everything changes. Remember, where your attention goes, your life grows. So, tame the wild horse of your mind and ride it toward the destiny you were meant to live. And if this story touched your heart, don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss more stories that inspire and transform.